everyone. So this is Pandan. Today I'm going to talk about the top 5 features of the Snapseed app which it has recently come up with. So I have been using Snapseed app for 5 years now, and it has come up with such good updates now, and it is completely free. So you can use most of these features now, and I will give you a one-to-one review of each of these features. So just stay tuned. So the first thing we need to do is to open the Snapseed app, and you will get this gallery view, and there are two options, add photo and the camera option. So let's first click on the camera option. I'm just going to click it, and here is the camera option. So this is a default picture you can see in the background of mine as of now. So it has a lot of features added on this camera app. So I have just clicked my photo in the camera app now. So there are quite number of film style that you can use, as you can see here. So one of the finest one are the Kodak styles that we can use to capture the pictures, just like the old vintage looks that we used to have with our Kodak cameras, old Kodak cameras. So I really like these features because you can use multiple amount of film styles here, and that gives us a control over our pictures in different ways, and I'm very fond of these features actually. So do try this one. So let's take an example of using a black and white feature, and I'm going to use this feature to explain you the properties of the image. So this is quite nice. I like the black and white look of the image. And now what we can do also is to zoom and zoom out of the image, which is also possible here for this app, which is quite nice. You can also use the Pro mode present in the right hand corner of the image to get more fine tuning of the image. So there will be basically the auto options that are coming for this image. So you have to click on the right hand corner, as you can see, and there are auto ISO, auto aperture and focus for us. So you can also use this to fine tune your image more. So you can also use the advanced feature of this image by rotating this bar, and here you can get the correct ISO as well as the correct aperture you want. So these are very much latest features that you can also use to fine tune your image, and I don't generally use it, but definitely it's worth a try. So definitely use those features and get an amazing image. So it does comes up with lot of options as a Pro mode, I would say. I think they will update it more and it will be much better. So let's now talk about one of the important features of the Snapseed app, which I really like. For this we are going to select one of the photos from our gallery. So I am selecting this one picture that I captured from the Jagannath festival, and it's quite nice. So let's go to the bottom side of our gallery. So there are three options, basically style, tools and the export. We need to click on the tools option, and here in this menu bar you can find out the ones that has came up new option. So here you can see the Grainy film, it is telling that it has came up new. And after that what we can do is to click on this color option. So color is one of the new features that is added on, and basically you can use it now in the Snapseed, what you can use to do it in the Lightroom. So basically what I mean is that if you click on this bar, you can change the hue, you can change the saturation, you can change the luminance, and this is for all the colors. So you can also tap on the colors to see the highlighted parts of the areas of the image. So once you tap on that, you can see the highlighted ones, and it represents the particular color that you are seeing there. And so another feature of the image is to use the range to know the intensity and the area you want to target. So more in the positive side, it is going to highlight more of those areas, and as you move to the negative side of it, it's going to reduce the areas where you want to use the intensity. So it's quite useful, and it is definitely recommended to use these features as a color option. We are now in the color option, and we are going to use the feature mask. So mask helps us in fine-tuning the image much more better than the other tools. So basically what we want to do is to create a mask. So I'm going to use it to create one mask, and it is going to select that part of the image. Now we will have the options available if we want to adjust the hue, saturation, luminance of that part particularly. So if I select the saturation and if I click on the green color of the image, basically it is going to reduce the saturation or increase the saturation as you want. So for this image, say suppose I want to reduce the saturation, I can just move it in the left side and it looks okay. We can also select the layers, we can also select the subject and the background, but this is just to show you how we can use it. So we can click on here and it adjusts it accordingly. Now we can also click on the mask again, and now click on the bottom part of the image to select the main subject which want to highlight. So you can increase the luminance now, and it is going to brighten up the center of the subject. So in this way, in different layers you can do the subject selective, highlighting, selective coloring, which is great, and you can use it a lot of the time. That's all for the color tab. Now the next thing that I am going to show you is to use the bloom option, which is another option that you can use. Basically it targets the highlight areas of the image and gives us a smooth vintage lighting look, so you can see how it is going to affect the image and the brightening part of it. So here also it also adds the softness to the image. You can select it from the settings and also the range option, as I have talked earlier. Similarly, like that image, here the mask and the layers options are also available, and also you can select on that particular subject. So suppose I select on this subject and I just want to increase the strength of it, so it is going to lighten up like this. So it's quite useful where you want to give a soft look to the image. Bloom can be used it in a very good way. So this is the grainy flame option that we can use nowadays to use according to the Kodak film or the other ones that we had used and seen in the cameras. Nowadays you can use different types of preset to choose the strength and use a grainy way to select it to give it a retro look in a more terms. So say suppose I'm selecting a Polaroid one, we can use this one and give it a grainy look. So it's also useful and it's quite nice to use this. So we have a ton of options that are available for selecting out this type of settings here.